Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Shavita Kotak and I'm a health and wellbeing coach, and I help people live a healthier life physically, mentally and spiritually. And this is Sarah, and she is a naturopath, and she's been facilitating my detox in Byron Bay. And I thought, who better to ask but my new friend Sarah,
Hi.
about menopause and the different stages of menopause. So Sarah, can you please explain to me what happens with menopause? What is menopause?
So with women, we have our different stages and transitions in life, which also physiologically make a really big difference on our lives emotionally and physically and spiritually, as everything is quite connected.
Yeah.
I think later on in life we come to a point where if our lifestyles have not been in flow or as healthy as they can be, we actually get a backlog of hormones in our system. And then these hormones create even more havoc, and most of the time these days show as hormonal menopausal symptoms such as hot flushes, extra bleeding, irregular period, irregular cycles, hormonal and emotional fluctuations, which all pretty much stem from just an overload of either toxicity in the body or overload of hormones in the body that actually aren't able to come out through the system through their normal elimination channels.
Okay. Now, as a naturopath, how can a naturopath help a woman going through menopause when they're in that perimenopause stage where they might be feeling hot flushes, dryness, vaginal dryness, itchy skin, headaches, and mood swings? How can a naturopath help navigate through this time to make it go through smoothly?
So a naturopath's role really is to take a holistic look at an individual and sort of see what symptoms are going on and also how that's relative in their lifestyle, in their life, any huge big transitions going on. And then what we really do is focus on all the different modalities that we learn about. So, herbal medicine comes into it a lot. There's some really beautiful, amazing herbs that we can use to balance the hormones, calm the system down. Acupuncture, so there's acupuncture, there's homeopathy, there's so many amazing, beautiful modalities. And as a naturopath, we sort of figure out the best ones in tune with the consultation and with a picture of a patient to see what best suits them. But I find that, herbal medicine is a really beautiful aspect to help normalize and balance the hormones. But my big love and my big passion is if you really cleanse the system and purify the system and clear any toxins in the body. This is also hormonal toxins and hormonal imbalances, and everything becomes in balance sort of synergistically on its own without having to need too many things to be taking on a daily basis.
Yes, and that's why I came to do the detox. I wanted to address any hormone issues that I have before the symptoms happen. So I'm really prepared and well educated about menopause, and that's why I'm doing these videos, is to educate women about the different choices you have with managing it and going through menopause and moving through your next stage in your life with confidence and strength and openness to the new stage in your life mentally as well, isn't it? It's an empowering part of your evolution of your soul.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally, and spiritually.
And just some of the things, that I guess you've been learning about, which has also been enlightening for me as well, that I've actually been thinking about in the last few days. But, really it totally makes sense that all of our hormonal fluctuations that we have throughout life, from when it starts, from when your cycle starts to perimenopause and beyond, we have our hormonal fluctuations every month. And, as you said the other day, which really makes sense, that those hormonal PMT symptoms are really those emotional aspects of our life in that point in time, on things that we are stressing us out or that we need to deal with that we actually don't sort of process and don't deal with it at the end of every month. It sort of all comes up in one go. And that's usually like all the premenstrual tension, the irritability, because our hormones are fluctuating. And as women, that's actually a normal cycle to prepare us for childbearing and for pregnancy and for all those things. So as our stages change, so our hormones and our emotions change. But, I think, as you're saying, in menopause, it's if you don't deal with all of that emotional baggage that you've had in your life, as well as all the physical toxicity in the body, it will bite you in the butt.
Oh, yes. So give me 3 things somebody can do to help manage these emotions or prepare themselves for menopause. First of all, prepare themselves for menopause.
So I think like one of the main things is really to focus on diet. So, food is medicine. We are what we eat. If you have lots of toxicity in your system, and there's, like, for example, excess alcohol, excess coffee, not enough water, these are all extra things that our body and our liver especially has to process for it to move out of the system, which leaves you with less work for you to be taking care of the hormones and of the physical body. So I think, for one thing, really focusing on your diet, making sure that you've got all organic whole foods, lots of water, 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, minimal stimulants, minimal red meat, no sugar, as much healthy, life-giving, vital force foods is one of the best ways to help keep the system healthy. Another thing really, are our self-care practices. That's sort of another big thing, that if you don't take care of your stress on a day-to-day level, the excess cortisol can get higher, which also leads to lots of health conditions and immune conditions. So really having that space for, daily self-care practices where you're either doing yoga, meditation, moving, exercise, giving space for the mind, giving space for the brain to, release any emotional stresses that are going on in our day or in our life. Like, that's also just as big. Really taking care of yourself. And maybe the last one is, that if you do have any nutritional deficiencies or anything, that you might be depleted in, I think it's always good to check your blood chemistry to check if there is actually really anything out hormonally, or nutrition-wise, or if there's anything going on with your liver, or if there's anything going on with your kidney. Because if you have got a biochemical problem going on, no matter what you take or no matter what you do, it won't actually help anything. So it's always good to check your biochemistry, to check that everything's flowing and everything's fine, so that you can add things in as you need to. And nutritional supplements, if you're not getting it from your food, are a really good way to help normalize and keep your hormones balanced.
And if a woman comes to you with these symptoms of menopause, how would you help them as a naturopath? What do you?
They're the main things that I would really address. Another way to help with your hormones, in making sure that you've got enough magnesium in your system, that you've also got enough fats in your body, all the essential fatty acids, your omega-3s, your omega-6s. Usually if you've got all the foundations covered and the body is clear, so the detox processes are a really big part of clearing the system for hormonal balance. So allowing the bowel to clear, the bowel to purge, and detoxify, because that is one of your main organs of elimination. If you've got hormonal imbalance in the body and your liver is blocked, like it's got a plug in it from excess alcohol or excess coffee, all the hormones are actually just recirculating back into your body, so they become more compounded. Whereas if you clear the system and allow the body to detox, then all the hormones actually come out through the liver, out through your large intestine, and out through your body. So it's like a pressure cooker. The more hormone imbalance that you have in the body, the bigger it gets, and then it creates problems. So it definitely creates like menopausal symptoms and problems hormonally, but then it can also progress into like hormonal cancers, and that's where that's sort of the bigger picture, that you really need to take care of that.
Well, thank you, Sarah. That's given us a lot of information.
You're welcome.
The main thing is do your research and look after yourself and prepare as best as you can. And self-care. Mustn't forget self-care. Anyway, thank you, Sarah, for taking the time to talk to me. And thanks for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.